So, it looks like hell has finally frozen over. I mean, we have been talking about a folding Apple device for what feels like a decade at this point. And honestly, I was starting to think it was just a myth. But I just saw some crazy new supply chain leaks, and guys, everything we thought we knew about this year's iPhone lineup is getting completely thrown out the window. According to a massive new report from Nikkei Asia, Apple is not just testing prototypes anymore. They have officially told their suppliers to put the pedal to the metal. We are talking about drastically ramping up production for their very first foldable phone. The one the internet is already calling the iPhone Ultra, and the numbers here are completely wild. They are targeting 10 million units for 2026. Now, if you don't follow supply chain math, let me break down why that is a massive deal. Just a few months ago, the absolute most optimistic analysts were guessing maybe 7 or 8 million units, tops. So, jumping straight to 10 million is not just a rounding error. Tim Cook does not just wake up, drink his morning coffee, and decide to gamble a few $billion for fun. A 30% jump in production means something huge shifted behind closed doors in Cupertino. It basically tells us two things. First, Apple's notoriously picky supply chain has finally figured out how to mass produce this completely new shape of phone. And second, they know you're going to buy it. Planning to sell 10 million units of a brand new, unproven device right out of the gate is an absolute flex, especially when you realize this thing is probably going to cost north of $2,000. Yeah, $2,000 for a phone. So, what exactly did the engineers at Apple figure out to give the bosses that kind of confidence? Well, it comes down to solving the two biggest, most annoying problems that have haunted folding phones since day one. First up, let us talk about the hinge. If you have ever used an early foldable from other brands, you know the anxiety. They get crunchy, they make weird popping noises, or they just get annoyingly loose after you open and close them for a few months. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to drop $2,000 on a phone that feels like it might snap in half if you look at it wrong. But the new reports say Apple has cooked up a totally custom liquid metal hinge. This new liquid metal is supposed to make the whole structure ridiculously strong while cutting down on all that internal friction. Basically, the goal is that the fold feels exactly as snappy and smooth a year later, as it did the day you unboxed it. And then there is the crease. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That ugly, visible ditch right down the middle of the screen that catches the light and just ruins whatever you're watching. Honestly, that crease is the exact reason I have held off on buying a foldable until now. Well, Apple has supposedly found a way to just make it vanish. They are promising an ultra-premium, completely seamless display that is going to make every other folding phone on the market look like a cheap early draft. Because they finally nailed the hinge in the screen, Apple is reportedly speeding up the whole timeline. If things stay on track, we could actually see the iPhone Ultra drop right next to the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max this September. They are not just giving us a slightly better camera this year, they are carving out a completely new, ultra-premium top tier. Now, let us talk specs because the numbers leaking out are just insane. When you open this thing up, you're looking at a massive 7.8-inch OLED main display that is basically carrying an iPad mini in your pocket. Just imagine playing heavy games, watching movies on your commute, or having two apps open side by side on a canvas that big. It completely changes how you use a phone. And the best part? When you close it, you're not stuck with some weird, tall, unusable skinny screen. The leaks say the outside cover display is a super normal 5.5 inches, perfect for texting and regular phone stuff. Running all this is going to be Apple's next generation A20 Pro chip. This absolute beast is built on TSMC's 2nm process. Without getting too nerdy, that just means it is going to be stupidly fast while somehow using way less battery, add in a super tough titanium frame and some crazy good dual 48 megapixel cameras on the back, and it gets really tempting? Oh, and there is one more crazy rumor. Touch ID might actually be coming back, but not on the screen. They are supposedly building the fingerprint scanner right into the side power button, so you don't even have to look at the phone to unlock it. If all of this comes true, the liquid metal hinge, the invisible crease, the giant screen, the iPhone Ultra is going to be the craziest piece of tech Apple has ever made. But before you go selling your car to afford one, I need to warn you about the catch. Even though they are trying to make 10 million of these things, getting your hands on one at launch is going to be an absolute nightmare. Early whispers from the supply chain say Apple is keeping the initial launch numbers super tight. They are going to start slow, make sure every single phone coming off the line is absolutely flawless, and then slowly ramp up over the next few months. It is such a classic Apple move. They would rather have empty shelves and a million angry people waiting in line than ship a single $2,000 phone with a defect. So, if Nikkei Asia is right, we are done dreaming. The Apple folding phone is real, it is almost done, and it is going to turn the tech world upside down this September. But I have to pass the question over to you guys. Imagine it is September. You see the 7.8-inch screen, the titanium body, that liquid metal hinge. Are you actually dropping $2,000 on Apple's first foldable? Or are you playing it safe and sticking with the regular iPhone 18 Pro? Let me know down in the comments and I will catch you in the next one.